Hey, everybody, and welcome back to this week's Rocksmith live stream. We're starting off yet again. It's a Thursday, and that means you're here with us here in San Francisco with the team from Ubisoft San Francisco that makes Rocksmith to explore the wonders that are guitars and basses. This week, we have some fresh DLC from Joni Mitchell. Holy cow, one of the most legendary singer-songwriters of all time, and somebody who likes alternate tunings an awful lot, as you may have found out if you've checked out any of the material. But we will check out all three of the songs that are in the pack this week. We're going to throw in an extra bonus song. We've got I think we've got the return of Brian Pody on stream even. Like, it's such a good day. We've got Ernie Ball giveaways and all kinds of fun stuff. So we are going to kick it off pretty quickly with the trailer. We will give away some DLC codes over the course of the show. You'll have your chance to ask us some questions and maybe even get relevant answers. But let's look at the three songs we'll be playing, and then we're going to jump in a taxi right after this. Thanks for being here.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, or leave me the birds and the bees. Please don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard the screen door slam. Big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing where you feel as every fairy tale comes real. Looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love. I'm frightened by the devil, and I'm drawn to those ones that ain't afraid. I remember that time you told me, you said love is touching souls. Surely you touched mine, 'cause part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. Oh, you're in love like holy wine. It tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling. Still I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet.
Maybe you remember those songs from when you were growing up. Maybe your parents played them. Maybe you've just heard them in the dentist's office. You know, like we all experience music in different places and different ways. But maybe you just recognize Big Yellow Taxi as the Paved Parking Lot song made famous by Counting Crows more recently. So, you know, that's all good. This is the source, and now you know. Jason Kokel knew.
I did know.
You know everything.
No.
Well, you know how to make a bass line where a bass line does not exist, because Joni Mitchell, being an acoustic guitarist, often played unaccompanied, and this song is one that is her and her guitar.
Yes.
So how did you go about building the bass line I'm about to attempt to play?
A lot of the bass line is just from the root notes of the chords, but there is a cool part that happens where it's built into the chord progression, so you're going to be playing the fifth, sixth, and seventh, the dominant seventh over that E chord, which is it's neat. It sounds kind of nice. So I just listened to the rhythm and I was like, okay, I'll get something that's close to the rhythm of the acoustic guitar and write the bass line that way, so that someone who wanted to play bass on this could do it.
Right. It is fun. It's fast. It's not too complicated. It's fairly simple and straightforward because it is just based on the root notes. But yeah, I'm curious to see how I survive.
I think this is one of the only songs in the library where content was over delivered. The only pitched accompaniment, chordal or bass or otherwise, is just her acoustic guitar and some background vocals, but there's this guitar, which is in open E tuning, and she often played in open D with a second fret capo, so the rhythm arrangement does that. Then there's a transcription of the vocal melody, which I love, as an alternate lead, and then there's the bass. So from one guitar, we got
4 parts.
We got 4 parts. So there's something for everybody in there, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, then let's do it. And yeah, if you don't like the ones you're seeing on the screen, there's 2 more arrangements that you can check out. Big Yellow Taxi, one of the 3 songs in this week's Joni Mitchell pack. It was a little delayed in Europe on PlayStation, but it is up now.
Put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They took all the trees, put them in a tree museum. Charge the people $1.50 just to see them. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, or leave me the birds and the bees. Seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. I said, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
That bass line is so much fun.
Thanks.
And it was a rare occurrence where I put down the pick and wanted to play with the fingers. The groove was just not. I realized I had practiced with fingers and it felt right. And then I picked up the pick because I'm like, oh, I'm scared. I always want the pick. And then I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I really wanted to dig in with multiple fingers. Felt really, really good. That's a lot of fun. And yeah, I think it's one of those songs that people don't know the real name because she mentions Big Yellow Taxi like in the beginning of the song. And then everybody else says it's the parking lot song.
Yeah,
sure,
whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Now you know.
So a little behind the scenes thing that I think is amusing. When we're constructing our note tracks, each of those the phrases, the progress bar is where the progress bar is. We're naming those internally. No one ever sees them, but it's just kind of part of the data. So a lot of times we'll alternate between phrases that we want to have level up and ones that are going to make it stay static. Like, and that happens when you have a song like this where it's very repetitive. We don't want to have it ramp up too quickly because it's the same thing over and over again. So we'll have some phrases that will either do nothing and just be a repeat of what has happened, and that's an ignore phrase. So a lot of times we're naming our things like, this is the A phrase, this is the B phrase, this is the B ignore phrase, and a lot of times I just name it BIG. We can also color code our phrases. So we have colors ranging from magenta to red to blue to green to yellow. So of course, I ended up naming one of the phrases in this big with the color yellow, and the variation of it was taxi.
Taxi.
So
very good.
Buried in the metadata of this song is the song
It's the
title.
phrase "big yellow
Yeah.
taxi" in its own way. That's
Yeah.
pretty, that's pretty great.
And that's in one of the. I can't remember if it's in the rhythm. I think it is. I think it is in the guitar part I just played, but it's the. One of those is big
Sure.
big yellow taxi. Unfortunately, the way that I did it, I didn't. It would have been cooler if I would have named it in the phrase where she actually sings "Big Yellow Taxi," but
that's
didn't-
okay.
Didn't go that far.
You know what? It's the joke between you and yourself.
Yes.
And it landed.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah. Other note trackers saw it too. And
Right.
noticed.
Did they think it was funny? Did you think it was funny? Of course you think it's funny. He's on camera and you don't want to be rude. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I think I don't really play in open tunings too much. I don't really like playing in any other tuning that's not a variant of E standard.
Right.
Even drop D, I kind of go. But what's neat about this one is that it does make a lot of those shapes very easy to do. I mean, you can just add these
One or
nice
two,
little,
yeah.
exactly, 1 or 2 fingers, and you gotta. I mean, try voicing that bar chord and putting down your pinky. It's
No,
a pain in
thank
the
you.
butt. Yeah, you'd have to rewrite your voicings, but yeah, it's neat, and certainly coming up with alternate arrangements when we can do it, like we did with
Sure.
the bass.
Bass is
makes
totally
it
worth
fun.
playing. It's a
Yeah,
lot of fun. Cool.
Cool.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Hey, want some free stuff? Because it's the first of our 2 giveaways of the Ernie Ball prize pack. And somebody's going to win everything you see here on the screen right now. And that includes, of course, I mean, you can see it, so I probably don't have to say it. But you know what a package of guitar strings looks like. It looks like that, and that's what you're going to win. Also, you're going to win a package of bass strings as well. You're going to get both. We're not asking you which ones you want. We're just saying, hey, we'll give you both because Ernie Ball gave us both, and we're happy to pass that along. Plus Wonder Wipes, which is a pretty nice system. I've gotten some good feedback from people who have gotten the Wonder Wipes sampler pack that comes in this prize pack, and they said, I just used these for the first time. That was incredibly easy. Like, my strings do feel better when I clean them, and I change my strings, and I moisturize the fretboard, and yes, there's an easy way to do guitar maintenance of stuff that might normally slip your mind. You're also going to get a peg winder, which helps you change the strings. You put this over the peg at the end of the headstock and wind it up, and you get a nice tight coil so that the string does not slip once it's installed. I just changed a 12-string guitar, and let me tell you, it was useful having a device to do that for me. And you're going to get a strap. I believe at the moment they are still silver. We have a few of those left. And then picks. We got a dozen picks from Ernie Ball and 3 of our Rocksmith pink picks. That's what you're going to get if you win this. And we'll have 2 of these to give away over the course of the show. Right now, we're just giving away 1. So if you miss the first one, don't worry. You'll have the opportunity to win this a second time a little bit later in the show. And good luck. And if you want to know how to enter, of course, check out what UB Vertigo is laying down in our chat room. Doug is our community manager, and he takes care of all of us, honestly. But you, particularly when it comes to giveaways, he'll send you a private message here on Twitch to let you know. He'll send you a whisper to let you know that you've won, and he'll ask you for your name, your address, and your phone number. Please do use slashes or pipe characters or something, asterisks, I don't care. But in between the lines, like where you would normally hit return on your address, please do that for us because, Twitch chat does not let you format. But I like to know when I'm filling out the data. That actually helps quite a bit. And if you are an international winner, the good news is yes, we will still ship internationally. The bad news is, will you believe that we gave something away last year and it just got back to us? So I know some people are like, I didn't get my box yet. I didn't get my prizes yet. Some poor soul out there had 11 months of waiting before it finally came back to us. So we are investigating what happens there. If something like that happens, what we normally do is offer you a make good, like, would you like some Steam codes instead or something like that. Honestly, a lot of times people are disappointed because they wanted the strings, they want the brand new strap and the peg winder and the guitar picks and stuff. But, if we have trouble delivering to your address once, it's probably just we're looking at another year before it gets to you, and never mind. We'd rather just you have fun. So we'll deal with those as those happen. But if you're that winner from Chile, we're looking into it. My name is Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer for Rocksmith, and you have stumbled into our weekly live stream. This is the chance that we get every week to talk about the latest DLC that's come into the game, bring out the note trackers who created that material, and offer you some insight, like who knew about the big yellow taxi story being in the metadata? That's awesome. And here to no doubt dazzle us with their brilliance and tales from inside the gulag that is Ubisoft Studio San Francisco's No Tracker Containment Unit, it's Sam Schwartz and Brian Shu. Hi, both of yous. No, we already gave that stuff away. Yeah. Show us the people. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not. You're not Brian Shu.
No, I'm not.
No, it's Andrew Levin. See, that's what they were. They were like, nope, sorry. See, Brian Shu is there, and so I did that whole thing in my brain where look, see what you say on the air sign. Why is that not outside? I don't know. Hi, Sam.
Hey, Dan.
Sorry, you all right?
Yeah, I'm
tired?
good.
You good?
I'm good.
I see you're sporting the Gentleman Amateurs T-shirt.
That's
our friend
right.
Greg Barr's band. Rest in peace, Greg.
Heyo.
He's old Greg now because we've got there's a new Greg in
We got
town.
new Greg, yeah.
But sorry, Andrew. Yes, that's totally
no, it's
you.
a compliment, man. I'll take it. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're gonna have. You know what? We'll
Thank
know
you.
it's not you if your legato is not up to snuff.
No, it's not.
Yeah, none of us.
So Sam, did you do this note track?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, we traditionally put the note tracker on guitar, but it's not a hard and fast rule. Sometimes they choose to play a different part. Sometimes you'll do bass. Sometimes you'll do yodeling. Whatever.
Usually yodeling.
Usually yodeling.
If there's a yodel.
So you're which song is this? This one is A Case of You, and this is the one. Oh yes, this one had a capo and custom tuning.
Okay, so it's not a custom tuning.
It's not a custom
tuning? This one
tuning?
is not custom tuning. This one's actually standard, but the reason that it's weird, so I wanted to do the rhythm part because A, it's way easier than the lead, and two, the rhythm part is I transcribed what so this song is actually played on a dulcimer, like an Appalachian dulcimer.
Right.
And all of the strings are tuned to A flat. So the reason that there's a capo here, there was 3 A flat strings that were exactly the same, and then there's one that I think is an octave higher. And so she plays, and I was like, how is she getting those voicings? And I was like, I saw her play it, and I was like, how do you even tune that thing?
Right.
And so it's 4 strings. The one that she plays is 4 strings, I believe. I think they come in 3 and 4 strings.
Okay.
And then it's tuned diatonically. So it's tuned to a major scale. So like the frets, so instead of having like frets every half step, there's a fret like for a whole step. So it's like a giant fret.
Okay.
And then there's another giant fret for the second whole step in the major scale, and then there's a tiny little one for the half step.
How is a dulcimer played? Is this a strummed instrument?
Yeah, it's actually played like this.
Okay.
And then she strums it like this.
Okay.
Right? So a lot
Jeff
of
Healey style.
Yeah, actually Jeff Healey style, exactly. So, but what she'll do is, so it's really hard to get anything that is more than a third if all your strings are tuned the same. So, like, a lot of the chords are like thirds played with an open string ringing out. Right, with that open A flat ringing out, and I thought if I put a capo on there, I can get that open A flat, and then I can actually do sixths a la Blackbird, right, using the A and the B string to do those voicings. So I can get a lot of sort of that style mimicked really well if I capoed here, and then I played those sixth voicings that are in there, and so you'll hear a lot.
So this was completely like never played on guitar, and you had to come up with a way to make it playable on guitar.
Yeah, and then the other thing that makes this song really hard to transcribe is that there's like a guitar and E flat standard just doing whatever for like the entirety of the song. It is just a guitar, so like dudes just kind of screwing around in like a couple of different chord shapes. But yeah, it's really tricky. God, you're looking at me with both your eyes. And it's
Yeah,
freaking me
sorry.
out.
Yeah, no, I can do that sometimes. I can look at you with both of my eyes.
Yeah.
No, I'm awake. That's that's actually why I'm looking at you with both eyes. Andrew, did you get a chance to run through this on bass beforehand?
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're a good note tracker and you
try.
prepare.
I try.
Not like that Pody guy. Yeah, he's like, what do you want from me? I'm busy. Any surprises on this?
No, I had a lot of fun. I thought it was really cool. One thing that I think is a little different is when I play bass, I feel like a lot of times I revert to playing on the lower strings because I'm like, oh, I want that deep sound.
Sure.
But this is pretty much all on the top 2 strings, high up on the fretboard, and it sounds beautiful, and I really love it.
Is this another manufactured bass line?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
But I was like,
good job, Sam.
so the thing is, well, thanks, bro. So the thing is, I was I was transcribing the guitar part, and I was like, I was actually not sure if there was a bass in there because the guitar pans in this really weird way where it's really hard to figure out exactly where the guitar sits in the mix, and so so it's actually just one guitar playing in the, I think it's the left channel, and the bass notes like sound very different because the way it was mic'd, I guess it's just articulated very differently. So I transcribed mostly what the guitar is playing in the bass register, and that's why it's on the top 2 strings, because I was like, if it is a bass, it's a fretless bass, and it's played in that register.
Or maybe it was an upright.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was just a guitar. It was just a guitar. We figured it out later, but it was really hard to hear. But that's why that's in that position.
Well, speaking of bass players too, I just kind of wanted to mention the Joni Mitchell and Jaco Pastorius albums, Mingus. Check that out. That's some of the best bass playing around.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's thanks for bringing that up because the community's been very critical that we had the chance to do Joni Mitchell and we did not do Jaco. So,
sorry.
Way to go, man. No, but yeah, absolutely.
Thanks again, bro.
Well, no, it's worth bringing up that incredible musicians tend to attract incredible musicians, and nobody is defined by one hit or one song or one album even. And so, yeah, absolutely, it's worth seeking that out because there's some great playing from both of them on there. Yeah. But particularly if you feel like you're underserved by bass or that this is a missed opportunity, check that out. It'll probably be of interest.
Yeah, yeah. And to be fair, Joni Mitchell plays with a ton of killer musicians on various albums.
Oh yeah,
like,
for sure.
So yeah, then that's like a really good one.
Yeah,
yeah. It's
all right.
good, yeah.
Well, let's do it. A Case of You by Joni Mitchell, one of the 3 songs in this week's DLC pack from Joni Mitchell. After this, we will do a giveaway of some DLC for this pack on Steam. So if you're liking what you're hearing, you might get it for free in just a couple of minutes.
This part's hard. This is the only part that's like, ooh. All right, here we go.
Just before our love got lost, you said, I am as constant as a northern star. And I said, constantly in the darkness, where's that at? If you want me, I'll be in the bar. On the back of a cartoon coaster, in the blue TV screen light, I drew a map of Canada. Oh, Canada, with your face sketched on it twice. Oh, you're in my blood like holy wine. It tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I would drink a case of you, darling, and I would still be on my feet. Oh, I would still be on my feet. I am a lonely painter. I live in a box of paints. I'm frightened by the devil, and I'm drawn to those ones that ain't afraid. I remember that time you told me, you said, love is touching souls. surely you touch mine, 'cause part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. Oh, you're in my blood like holy wine. It tastes so bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling. Still I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet. I met a woman. She had a mouth like yours. She knew your life. She knew your devils and your deeds, and she said, go to him, stay with him if you can, but be prepared to bleed. Oh, but you are in my blood, you're my holy wine. You're so bitter, bitter and so sweet. Oh, I could drink a case of you, darling. Still I'd be on my feet. I would still be on my feet.
That ending is so dope. I
It
love
really
It's
is.
so cool.
Yeah, normally I'm one of those people that needs everything to resolve, but that one is just like, it's so beautiful that it resolves there, and it's like not really back to the root at all, you know.
Andrew killed.
Andrew Levin gets the Brian Shue Award by getting 100% today.
Yeah,
Flawless performance. I'm still working on my Rocksmith guy impersonations. I'm getting there.
you got to do decent performance.
Oh, that's good.
And you got to be like,
It was all right, I guess. Okay performance.
Somewhere I saw a list of some of the phrases that were not used in the final game, and I think Pody actually dug through the audio and found some alternate takes that were recorded. But even before that, man, there was some pretty rough assessments of your performance. There were a lot more on the you didn't do so good side that never actually made it into the game.
the ones that did are still pretty good.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, that's some of the feedback I hear from players. Is like, I don't like being told that I did a poor job. It's like, but you know, that's what a teacher would tell you. That was what that we were trying to emulate. Like, you need to know when you're not on par, so that you can analyze what you did wrong.
Yeah.
And you know, other people were just like, no, I'm doing this because I don't want judgment from like a private teacher or somebody in person. You know, and so we come out decent performance. You know, like and they're like, no, just tell me when I'm doing things right. But man, it could have been so much worse. It would have been like, how do you sleep at night? You know, like it was pretty. They weren't that funny, but
that
you
would
know,
have been really good.
yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like
You call
that's-
that guitar
If you were gonna
playing,
go for it,
you
just
know.
go for it.
No, it was all just sort of variations. One of them was "Don't quit your day job." I do
Yeah.
remember that.
I feel like that. I was gonna say that.
Yeah, don't quit your day job. It's like, oh man, what are you doing? So I'm glad those did not make it in. You'll find that Rocksmith is far more supportive overall.
Hope you like your mom's basement.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're
Damn,
never
like,
moving out.
jeez.
Yeah. You've heard guitar before, right? You know, like, oh man, what are you doing? So anyway, thank you very much.
You're
We-
welcome.
See, we had to liven it up after that beautiful sad song. Some people said that they were very sad. They're just like crying listening to it. It's such a beautiful song.
is a
And
beautiful song.
Walther D20 says congratulations to those of you who actually had to rearrange these things from again from non-standard instruments like dulcimers and then creating bass lines. He
Oh,
thinks that
yeah.
you've done you guys have done a great job.
Oh,
They're
cool.
fun to play and they do feel like the song that they know.
So,
So that's
glad you
good.
liked it, man.
I
Yeah.
actually didn't even really realize that was a fabricated part. I
Yeah,
played through it, and also I wanted to say that the tone that is used in the song,
Yeah.
the amp modeling, sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
It like I feel like when you're fabricating a part, you run into a danger of maybe taking away from the effect, but I thought it really added to the song,
Yeah.
which is a real feat because that song is already great. So
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Groovy. let's do that giveaway we were talking about. We've got some codes. We've got 5 Steam codes to give you now. If you would like to win one of the Joni Mitchell DLC pack codes, our friend UB Vertigo in the chat will let you know what you need to do to enter that raffle. It's instant delivery, basically. Once you win, give him a couple of minutes. He'll get his stuff together, and he will just send you a code as a whisper, and you can redeem it, and you can be up and playing even before the end of the stream. But why would you do that? Because we have more songs to come. We have a Q&A section with our developers, so if you'd like to ask a question, now's a good time to ask because we'll be saving them, and I'll get through as many of those as I can when we do the Q&A segment. And, of course, we have one more very famous Joni Mitchell song to come, and a little hint about what's coming next week. So you'll want to stick around. Check out this video, which I know that I scheduled it, but I really don't remember what the hell it is. So enjoy it, and we'll take a brief break, and we'll come back with more music after this.
If I had a guitar teacher who told me, go home and play Rocksmith for 2 hours, that's your assignment, I mean, I would think that that was the coolest guitar teacher in the world.
It combines the fun part of like a video game, but you apply all those things that you've learned, and it's a very useful tool.
Practice scales, learn songs. It's kind of a one-stop shop for everything you need.
Rocksmith is state-of-the-art, high production value software. Because of the feedback involved, you're going to get the most effective learning.
It's an amazing tool. It reacts to your level of playing, anywhere from practicing chords to scales or to actually learn a song.
Excellent performance.
Rocksmith has got a great mix of genres, folk songs to classic rock songs to metal songs. Everybody will find something in there that they love to play.
The first teacher I ever had was like Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I gave it up.
It was some hymn, hot cross buns. It was never a song that you recognized. It was just a terrible, terrible piece of music.
You want to make something enjoyable, get him playing what he likes listening to.
When you're able to show them that that's possible, that they can play like their favorite band, that gives them great motivation. As a teacher, you know, when I'm working on a riff with somebody, you have to start very simply. The riff repeater breaks it down to as slow as you need it. Instead of a full power chord, it's just the root note. And as I improved on the spot, the game actually reacted to that and actually sped up, added more notes as I went, exactly how I like to teach students.
I think people learn different ways, and it's good to be able to learn at your own pace. So some people may really get a lot out of those mini games. Because it's fun, you want to do it more.
A student that's struggling to learn their chords could do it for an hour and not even realize they were actually practicing.
A guitar player is always in danger of plateauing at any level. You can always kind of get sick of yourself. So there's this thing called session mode. You can play along with a virtual band and they will throw changes at you. That's an important part of being a musician, is just noodling around and discovering what sounds cool in a particular key.
Session mode can help anybody, help even me. It's great software that can be used in conjunction with regular lessons or instruction. I think a guitar teacher would probably be happy that their student was actually using the game.
It's a great practice tool. It can help a guitar teacher with their student. I think it's amazing.
It's not a big investment. It's the quickest way to learn to play guitar. The only thing I can say is just do it.
It's a fast, fun, and effective way to learn guitar.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rocksmith live stream. I'm Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer, but I'm not the point. The point is the music, man. It used to be about the music, and here on Twitch, it still is. This week, we're playing the music of Joni Mitchell. We have a 3-pack from Joni Mitchell, so we've been bringing up the note trackers as we can to show you how to play the songs that they have created for our game. But we also have only 3 songs, and we like to do 4 every week, so we decided we were gonna do a different song, but we've settled on Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers, which turns out, if you've read our latest infographic, he says, baiting people to put a link in the chat, that this is actually one of the most popular, most frequently played songs in our library. But we were thinking of things that are sort of on the mellower side and that sort of lend themselves to acoustic guitar as well. And you know, frankly, we don't get to do this very often, but we really like this song here. There's a lot of people that are a fan of this song. So Brian Pody, once again back in the studio for real and back on camera and can no longer get out of being on baby duty. Welcome back to the show.
Somebody found me and dragged me back.
Yeah, basically. And that's the real Brian Shu. That's not Andrew Levin. That's Brian Shu for real. And I see you're thrilled to be here. Thanks. Pody, did you do the original track for Ain't No Sunshine?
I did, yeah.
Okay, that's
this
probably
was
one
me.
of the reasons we settled on this one because we're like, who can do it? Because McCune is out sick today, and Travis is away for a while, and we had other people that were out, and you know, like, oh, they're going to be back just in time, and we don't want to make them do anything too complicated. But this, we figured. This is one of the easier songs in the library, if I'm not wrong. Am I wrong? Am I right?
When I actually did look at this beforehand.
All right.
And when it first started coming at me, I went, oh crap, because it's all these kind of arpeggiated chords and like root note double stop, and I was like, oh no, because whenever I see that, I'm like information overload. But it's actually really easy.
Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. I'm even happier to hear that you practiced ahead of time. Feels special.
I took a look.
Yeah. Shu, you jumped on this pretty quickly when you're like, oh, yeah, sure, I can do that. Just 'cause I needed a warm body.
Yeah.
But this is not an overly complicated bass line either, is it?
Well, one of the Bryans had to come unprepared.
Ah, that's very very good. We have 3, and the other one's on the injured list. So, yeah, thank you. All right, so shall we do it? And then maybe we'll give you guys some questions after the song. If you have questions, now's the time to ask them again. We'll be collating them. There we go. Bill Withers would have loved a whammy harmonic.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and she's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away, wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's gonna stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. And I know
David Stevens is laughing now because he also loves this. They're all on individual lines.
I know. Hey, I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
I think he says it 26 times.
Only darkness
27.
every day.
David Stevens knew.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone, and this house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away.
I like how you embellished it. It was very nice. I was like, oh wait, there's no notes up there, and he's playing notes. Oh yeah, that's cool. But you should be doing that, especially when you have such an open canvas like a song like "Ain't No Sunshine." If the parts are, asked to be embellished, or if you feel like doing something different with it, do it.
Yeah,
Go
it's just
right
an
ahead.
A minor.
Yeah. I do have questions.
Uh-oh.
Some of them are hopefully things that you can answer. Here's one. Toy Machine has sort of asked, are all the bass parts in this pack created by the note trackers? Of the 3 songs, were there any existing bass parts, or are all 3 of the Joni Mitchell ones built?
I know at least 2 of them were.
Right, because the 2 that we've played were. So it's really whether both sides
Who's
now
playing
had
on
Shane
the
play
next
yet?
song?
Shane, yes, is supposed to be here for the next
so
song.
His is also fabricated. I
Okay, so
believe.
yeah, there you
So
go.
then
All 3 of them this
yeah.
time. But again, we do that. First of all, just to settle that, we have to ask permission when we do that. I believe that we have to say, do you mind if we create this part? And then, if they say, sure, go ahead, then we do it. There are some times that we do not get that permission. You may have noticed there are 9 songs in the library which do not have bass parts. Some of those are because the artist does not wish us to change the recording or the arrangement in any way. Some of them are simply because they're before the time when we thought, what if we made up our own bass parts? So some of it is legacy, and some of it is out of respect for the artist and their wishes. So that's otherwise, most of the time, people don't mind. A really good example is Seven Nation Army by White Stripes. He's playing that on one guitar through an octave pedal 2 octaves down. There isn't really a bass part, even though everybody hears it as a bass part. And so if you're a bassist and you're looking forward to playing that song, sorry, there's no bass part. It's only for the guitarists with a detuner. That's not fun. So yeah, for stuff like that, it totally makes sense. Let's see. Pato Cool. Oh, Pat Too Cool. Sorry, not Pato Cool. Pat Too Cool says, first time I've just noticed that the strings are wound on the interface. Did you guys upgrade the interface? No. That graphic has always been there. They've always been modeled as wound strings so that it would emulate what you would be holding in your hands. We wanted that interface to be, accurate. That's why we also have like actual Epiphone and Gibson guitars as the ghosted guitar, so that if you are, if you're playing a guitar that looks like that, you get the full thing. But that includes wound strings. We sweat the details at Rocksmith.
The 3D models are pretty good.
Yeah. Tufty McTavish wants to know, what songs in the Rocksmith library can you think of, because you guys know more of the songs than I do, that have endlessly repeatable riffs that make for great finger exercises? I know this might require a little bit of thought, and I'm opening this up to the room as well. Are there any Rocksmith songs in the library that that lend themselves to having repeatable parts that make good finger exercises in and of themselves? What, Will?
Laid to Rest.
Laid to Rest by Lamb of God? Okay. Plug-in Baby by Muse.
I mean, it's hard to just...
I know. We've got 1,250 songs.
It's like every song in the library
repeats
has
something.
Yeah,
unless it's Hail the Sun, right?
Yeah.
Hail the Sun doesn't repeat.
And stuff like, even like Stevie Ray Vaughan, Texas Flood, it's like, it may seem like a lot of different stuff, but he's actually playing a lot of the same licks kind of over and over again, kind of slightly different. Maybe the time placement is different or whatever like that. I don't know. Every tune in the library has something to offer like that. So
yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hugh N says, hey, that was very short. Ain't No Sunshine is 2:17. Is that the shortest song in the game?
No.
No, it's not. I will not tell you what it is. I'll let the chat go through, and if I see what the answer is, I probably won't see what the answer is. I will reveal by the end of the show, and you can tell me whether you were right or not.
We can play it at the end.
Possibly we could. It's that short. Let me see. Blue Skies Investing says, do you guys usually deal with the artists or companies? I think you mean when we license the songs and when we get the songs in, what's that process like? We deal with both the artists and the record company. So the record company generally owns the masters, and so we want to use the original audio, but we also have to clear the songwriting from the artist, who usually owns the songwriting part of it. That's not always the case. Sometimes they change hands, business deals. Sometimes artists don't own their own songs and the label owns everything, or maybe it'd be a third party company. Like for instance, the Beatles stuff is still owned by Sony, right? Or is it Michael Jackson? Yeah, Michael Jackson bought it from Sony because Sony licensed Revolution for the Nike ad, and that was
Paul McCartney buy it back recently.
I think he bought some of the stuff back. Paul McCartney did get some of the stuff back. But so yeah, we actually have a licensing team up in Montreal, and both Brian McCune and Anthony Martinez here in San Francisco work with that team to put in requests and ask, what's the status of this? And sometimes it takes a very long time. I mentioned an infographic a little while ago. But yes, it can literally take years to track songs, to get clearances of songs. We recently got some songs we'd been really hoping to get that I don't know when you'll see them in, but yeah, it was more than 3 years. It was crazy. So, but we never hold out. We never give up. We never stop hoping, and we never stop checking in and going, "Hi, did you have a chance to look at that request yet?" And sometimes that works. So we can only do that. Any tips on how to use session mode? Asks Kieran1. I don't feel like I'm using it to its full potential, and I struggle to learn scales. We see scales, and we all just look at Brian Shu, and Brian Shu's like, I want to play guitar, not talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you shapes, and you can move them around, and you can zoom in and out, so you can see more or less. It is a daunting interface when you first get into it. There's a lot there.
What I would do is I would chunk it, like take chunks of the fretboard. So if you're zooming out and you see all of the notes on the fretboard, don't try to take all of that in. Just limit yourself. Limiting yourself when you're trying to learn something is actually better, because let's say you're just trying to learn a scale position like G major or something. Right. So memorize that first, and then if you want to expand upon that, maybe start the scale from the next note up, which would be A, right? So right. So now I have these two positions, right, starting from G and A, and the next step with that would be to kind of be able to view that entire thing like two jigsaw puzzles fitting together. So what I would do then is take those two 3-note per string scale shapes and almost aimlessly try to move between both positions. Like, so this is my first position, again. And then here's my second position. Right? So what I would do is I would take those two positions and first run it up, go up, and then go down. So I went up one position, shifted up, came back down, then went back down. And then the next step would be to shift in random places. So you would just kind of take that same idea, but let's say next time I'll just shift on a different string. So you're just taking two very manageable chunks, and then you're just kind of perfecting being able to move between those two chunks. And then you just do it for the rest of the neck, which takes a lot of time. So it can seem overwhelming because it kind of is. There's a lot of stuff to practice there and to get comfortable with, not only just like visually seeing it on your fretboard, but the physicality of it. But don't be daunted. Just take little chunks, practice it like that.
That's good.
Yeah.
No, that's
and those
good
are
advice.
your first two modes.
Yeah, modal shapes, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing together is basically all just G major.
Yeah.
And beyond just playing it linearly, you could even do stuff like this, like. I'm just playing notes randomly for both shapes.
And that's jazz.
and you know, that kind of that'll allow you to just move around kind of seamlessly. So
yeah, and session mode will guide you and show you those shapes.
Sure.
If you zoom in on just part of the fretboard.
Also, if you can just take a little bit of parchment paper, tab paper, and just write it down. Like write those shapes that you see in session mode. Like, you know, like there's a lot of ways to do it.
Cool. Thank you. We're going to end with, yes, a lot of people figured out. It was the theme from South Park is the shortest song in our library. It's 32 seconds?
I think it's probably 20
or 28 seconds, something like that.
Because usually our preview audio is 28 seconds. It's just
right. It was the entire song that time. That's funny. Hey, Kieran says thank you for the really detailed reply. I'll give it a go. And sorry for taking so much of the stream up with a question. No. That's why we're here. If you have really substantial questions and there's things that the game, you know, to be fair, session mode, we often refer to it as a 1.0 product. Like session mode was, nobody had ever done anything like that before. And there's a lot of ways that we want to develop that and improve it. But, you know, to get it out there and say, like, what do you think and how do you use this? Then, you know, we're learning from that. So there are things that, you know, as you said, session mode has a pretty daunting interface. There is a detailed 15-minute interview or video with Nicholas Bernardi, the guy that really masterminded session mode, walking you through how to best use the tool. Some would say that if you have to make a 15-minute video to explain it, then maybe, you know, we should have made it simpler. But for what it is, you can get some more help with that and learning how to use session mode more efficiently. Please check our official YouTube channel and just search it for session mode, and you'll see a number of different videos on there of like sort of overviews of what it's supposed to do and what our goals were. But then also, yeah, Nick's walkthrough would probably be very helpful. That's what you're off the hook. That's all I got time for questions today. If you have more questions, you can reach out to us on Twitter or Facebook. Those are the easiest ways to get a hold of us. We also have an Instagram account, but we're at Rocksmith Game on Instagram and Twitter, and we're /Rocksmith on Facebook. And we do try to answer as many questions as we can whenever we can. So this is not just like, we'd love to hear from you as long as we don't have to hear from you. It's not one of those things. Thank you, Brian, for the detailed thing. Thank you, Brian, for coming back. I was afraid that maybe you're like, you know what, I love it out here. But don't worry, the welts will return on where we shackle your ankle. It's great.
I know, it was just starting to go away too.
Hey, in case you missed it, we have other music that may be of interest to those of you who are enjoying the Joni Mitchell this week. Granted, we don't have a ton of classic folk. And her stuff, again, with the unusual tunings, is kind of unique anyway. But here are a few things that I thought might appeal to you if you're digging this. The Jeff Buckley pack, it's a little bit more upbeat than most of this stuff. There's more electric in it, but you know, when you think about great singer-songwriters in the realm of people who use guitar as their primary instrument, it's kind of hard to get away from Jeff Buckley. He's sort of a legend. We lost him too soon, and you probably know his version of Hallelujah. I think that's probably the song that's been used the most in various different media and gotten a lot of airplay. And then, you know, just in case you want it, this is not a pack. This is just songs that exist in the library that you can buy as either part of larger packs or simply just as single songs. Things that are a little bit more mellow. Let It Go by James Bay, a pretty recent song, and I thought that would be a good hit. Time in a Bottle was actually the one that I was kind of hoping we could play this week, but it is kind of tricksy, and I didn't want to throw it on Anthony Martinez because he was out of the office. And then Jack Johnson, speaking of Anthony Martinez, Banana Pancakes, he's a Jack Johnson fan, and that was one that he did as well. So there's all that stuff. Now, in addition to this, next week, we will be doing our Encore. What we do every month, generally on the last Monday of the month, we do a Rocksmith Encore, which is not an unscripted show, but a less structured show about whatever we want to talk about, whatever the players want to talk about. We pick a different note tracker or a staff member to come up and dig into a topic deeper. It could be the history of metal and the anatomy of metal and all the subgenres and what's the difference. It could be things like the physics of music and how music works on a science level. Brian McCune has been doing a few things of that. We had Brendan West come in and talk about what's the difference between all these effects and a really good effects primer. We're going to go back to do that. We even did a show and tell where we brought in our personal guitars and told you why we bought them so that if you're in the market, you might be able to make a better decision through that too. Plus, we get to show off. But we really were thinking, hey, you know, like whenever we bring out a new guitar on the show, people ask, oh, what's that guitar and whose is it and why do you have it? So we are fortunate in that Greg Studley has recently joined our team, and Greg is well known and very well established as an author of books on how to improvise on guitar. and his series is called Improvising with Knowledge. So he's going to do a starter sort of kickoff. If you're concerned or you're scared about how to improvise, I am one of those people who is not comfortable just sitting down and playing whatever. You know, I don't necessarily have a roadmap in my mind when I sit down and play. So that made me the perfect guinea pig. So Greg is not only going to teach you how to improvise with knowledge, he's going to attempt to teach me how to do that live in the studio. So you will have the opportunity to ask questions. I will attempt to surface the questions that are coming to my mind so that you know, so that maybe you can learn through my experience. But I'm going into this blind. I'm going to bring in one of my guitars from home just so that the thing that I'm holding and clutching feels comfortable. But I'm pretty scared. Greg tells me I have nothing to worry about. Greg hasn't really heard me play lead guitar. So if you would like to join us for that, that would be great. That's Monday, same time that we do it here, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC. We will be doing some giveaways. I have some DLC to give away. And Black Widow will be here. Tawny will be here to handle that one. So if you haven't seen Tawny in a while, you get to say hi. So we'll send out the graphic and messaging over our social media channels over the next couple of days. Please spread the word. We'll do our part. Just retweet it and stuff. That helps us a lot. Yeah, looking forward to that. So looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to looking like an idiot on the internet. But what's new, right? I'm Dan Amrick. I'm a community developer, and that's why I'm here. We're here for the final song this week, which is Both Sides, Comma Now. And I say the comma because every time that I had to type this out for anything, I had to make sure I did it right. But Shane Gann is here, and so is Anthony Martinez. Hi, Anthony Martinez.
Hey, Dan.
You got out of playing Time in a Bottle this week. Congratulations. Well, no, it was unfair because you were gone on vacation until yesterday.
Right.
And so this was your first day back in the office, and I was like, Time in a Bottle is not the easiest song. It's not one that, it's like I know is in your wheelhouse. You practiced it a lot last time you played it on the stream.
I did, yeah. I probably could have worked on it up until now, but I appreciate the consideration.
You got other stuff on your
It would have been a lot
plate.
to work on. And I think we performed it together.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And here we are again.
And here you are again.
Different song.
And Shane, again, just given your personal musical taste, you're the guitarist for Hail the Sun, hailthesun.bandcamp.com, and you've just come off of the Warped Tour.
That's right.
Your music, how do you describe Hail the Sun? Do you?
Progressive rock.
Okay.
Simply enough.
It's
guess.
very
kind of punk influenced.
So very much like Joni Mitchell.
Yes.
Yeah,
very,
that's the thing. I mean, other than your growing up on Styx, because you have transcribed and note-tracked all the Styx songs in the library, I don't think that people would have been like, oh, well, of course, Shane is going to do Joni Mitchell, because that's in his wheelhouse, the way that like Jack Johnson and Jim Croce are kind of in your wheelhouse.
Sure.
But was this a random assignment, or did you say, oh, yeah, I like that song, or, what was the...
I didn't personally request the song. It was assigned to me, but I was more than pleased to be able to work on it.
What weird tuning did you get? I see a capo on the 4th fret.
Luck of the draw, ended up in D standard with a capo on the 4th fret, putting me in an F sharp. It's an open F sharp chord, major.
Wow. Okay.
And it sounds beautiful.
So it's open D on the 4th fret.
Yes.
Okay. Crazy. What guitar are you playing then?
So I was actually scheduled to play bass, but Shane asked me to play the alt lead, which has the vocal melody.
Oh, okay.
For guitar.
Oh, good. Because
and he said it's fairly sight readable. So I haven't played it. So
Coco
here
also
we go.
did a vocal arrangement, and I think it's we talked a little, or you guys were talking earlier. I heard about how we kind of went overboard with content from this pack, but the songs are that good. Each portion of even though it's just guitar and voice, both of those by themselves are strong musical qualities, or entities. So we wanted to represent them, and I figured you guys haven't seen a vocal arrangement today, so tried to rope this guy into doing it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I don't know if Anthony will be glad you did, but I'm glad you did.
No. Hey, I'm taking a chance here. I think it's worth it too because her vocal melodies are amazing.
Right.
And a lot of what I've heard so far has sort of inspired me to work in some of those melodic ideas into my own lead work, or improv
Very
material.
Sing-songy sort of vocal or guitar lines.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
All
So
right.
we'll see how this goes.
Sing-songy vocal lines. Who knew?
Hashtag sing-songy vocal lines.
Yeah, there you go. This is Both Sides Now, also made famous by Judy Collins, so you may know this song, but in a different form. After this, we'll give away the other Ernie Ball prize pack. songs.
Rows and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions.
Nice.
I recall I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave 'em laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions. I recall I really don't know love at all. Tears and fears and feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way, but now old friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions. I recall I really don't know life at all. I've looked at life from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's life's illusions. I recall I really don't know life at all.
That's very nice. Yeah, I found many times on the show I have butchered a quote by Joni Mitchell about alternate tunings. Whenever we talk about alternate tunings, it's this quote that comes to mind, and I finally tracked it down during that song. I write by twiddling the strings into a different tuning. I throw it open to the cosmos. Then when you discover something that has an element of divine intervention, it's like a blessing.
Oh, man.
And I've butchered that
Beautiful.
quote a million times, but I thought that was great. That's her whole way of of approaching structure is like removing the structure and just seeing what happens, which is incredibly brave. It's an incredibly brave way to write, but to be open that way and to say like, yeah, I think this one needs to be open D and then you know, capo around and like, you know, it's not like, all right, this song's going to be weird. Here's how I'm going to do it. You know, it's much more of like, I don't know, this feels good in this moment, and I'm going to go with it.
Opening yourself up to, you know, different experiences in terms of songwriting. Yeah, exactly.
Very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was very, very good.
That was awesome. And nice arrangement.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the slides, your use of
I think Sam was the
hammer-ons and pull-offs.
The last review for that one, so some of that was his suggestions.
Well, Sam Schwartz polish on
his
the
way. I don't want any of these compliments.
Oh, you guys, you're crazy. You were a little low in the mix, unfortunately. It's a big, heavy strummer, so some people were having trouble hearing you, but they noticed you were getting it all. Yeah, but oh well, maybe we'll do it again later someday. Who knows?
Oh, Encore. Let's see.
Oh yes, Encore. here's a special Rocksmith Encore and all the things that went wrong during the stream that we decided to fix.
Anthony's solo.
Yeah, Anthony's solo. Pretty much everything Anthony's ever played. It's just going to be the. It's literally Anthony solo. That's what it's going to be. Oh, sorry. Hey, want some free stuff? I'm sure you do, because if there's one thing I know about the internet likes free things. And so the free thing that we have to give you, of course, is the Ernie Ball prize pack. Our friends at Ernie Ball give us some stuff, some guitar accessories that any guitarist or bassist can use. And we then pass that on to you. So you're going to win. If you win the giveaway that's about to happen courtesy of our friend Doug, UB Vertigo, he will let you know what you need to do to enter to win a brand new set of Ernie Ball regular Slinky strings, a brand new set of Ernie Ball regular Slinky bass strings. You're going to get both. You're also going to get a brand new strap. You're going to get a peg winder. You're going to get the Wonder Wipes cleaning and maintenance system. You're going to get a dozen picks, and you're also going to get 3 of the Rocksmith Pink Skullboy picks, which are a limited edition. When we had that event the other day, or last week rather, when we were pre-taped because we were hanging out with the cast of School of Rock, which is on tour through the country right now. We gave away some more of the pink picks. So these are becoming an increasingly limited edition. Well, we have a few hundred left, so they'll last us probably, hopefully, to the end of the year. But I don't really know. It depends on what other opportunities we have. You know. So if you would like to win everything you see here, what really matters is that you follow Doug's instructions, listen to UB Vertigo. He'll tell you what you need to do to enter the raffle. It will be a random drawing, and if you win, he will send you a whisper here on Twitch to let you know that you have won. He will ask you for your name, your address, and your phone number. He will then send that stuff to me. I will take all of the stuff that you see here, put it in a box, and try to get it in the mailroom by tomorrow so that you can get it right away. Usually takes about a week to get there within the continental U.S. We're in California, so keep that in mind. We generally send them out UPS ground. For international shipments, it does take longer because we send them USPS. We send them international mail. And sometimes we do put customs declarations on there. We make it so that you don't have to pay anything. We take care of the customs, all that stuff. We have still run into weird problems in some countries. So if you're in an area that we think may be problematic, we will possibly contact you and say, can we work out an alternate deal? But we've only gotten stuff returned like literally single-digit times, maybe 3 or 4 times over the last 4 years. So hopefully you just get your free stuff. That's what we want you to have. So okay, a little bit of new business coming up. There is a sale right now on greenmangaming.com. If you do not currently own Rocksmith, this is a great chance to get it on Steam, which works on PC and Mac for Rocksmith 2014. The game is 73% off of our standard price, so that's $10.77 or something crazy like that. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm sure that the link can be saved or shared in the chat, but if you just go to greenmangaming.com and look for Rocksmith, there it is. You will find it. The original Rocksmith, which some people still prefer. We've made a lot of improvements with Rocksmith 2014, and we continue to revise it and improve it. And of course, now it's called Rocksmith Remastered. But the original Rocksmith still has 55 songs that do not appear in Rocksmith 2014 natively, but you can import about 50 of those if you pay a little additional fee. So the $10 import fee is really offset when Rocksmith 1 itself is $8.07 because it's also 73% off. So if you're looking to maybe play on a different platform and you'd like the convenience of playing on PC as well or Macintosh, you can do that. Just letting you know that there is a crazy sale. That's lower than, I mean, I've never seen it lower than 70%. So even though it's only like, 23 more cents off, it's still ridiculous to me. So please, it's not like we didn't slave over this and like we deserve to be compensated. No, you go for that maximum discount. We feel fine. So there's that. Also, do not forget that there is Rocksmith Encore on Monday. We'd love to see you here for that. That's Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. UTC. We'll do additional giveaways that day, but mostly it's there to get some insight into how to improvise. And specifically, it's called Improvising with Knowledge. So this is good. This will give you what you need to know so that you don't feel lost and you don't feel like, I'm too dumb to improvise. It's not that way. Greg's a really good teacher. He's written several books about this topic, and if I can learn, anybody can learn, and we're going to try to put that to the test Monday at 3 o'clock here on Twitch. And finally, next week's DLC is something special. I don't want to give too much away, and there will be a clue tomorrow in the Rocksmith.com forums. I have seen what Rolling Stone 222 has created for that clue. It made me smile. I will give you only this much hint about what it is. It's something we probably should have done a long time ago, and I think a lot of you folks are going to go, well, of course. So take that, let that tickle your brain overnight, and do report tomorrow morning to Rocksmith.com and join the other folks in the forum. Figure out Rolling Stone 222's puzzle, and our friend UB Vertigo Doug will let you know when you have hit on the right answer. And, generally, with all of you folks working together, it doesn't take that long to crack through these puzzles. So get there early, get a good seat, pull up some popcorn, and join in with the Rocksmith community. My name's Dan Amrick. I'm the community developer. That means that I help develop the community. But, if it wasn't for the community, I'd have nothing to develop. So it's sort of like one of those catch-22 things. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. Thanks for participating. I love seeing the chat. I don't get to catch up with all of it, but I hope we answered as many questions as we could get through today, and that you got some good answers to that. We will be back next week, of course, for our regular Thursday show, in addition to the Monday show, to play next week's DLC. It's going to be a fun week all around, and a very busy week if you're us. So we'll leave you with another look at the Joni Mitchell tracks, the trailer here. Hopefully you heard something that maybe you didn't quite expect, or you learned something about this week's pack that you can use and apply to your musical skills, because that's why we're here. We want to make you a better guitarist or a better bassist than you currently are. And if you're open to it, you have no idea what different kinds of music can teach you. So check out Joni Mitchell. We'll see you back here Monday at 3 p.m. Thanks again. Bye, everybody.
Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Hey, farmer, put away the DDT now. Give me spots on my apples, or leave me the birds and the bees. Please don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go, and if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love. I'm frightened by the devil, and I'm drawn to those ones that ain't afraid. I remember touching